Easy with Dina. So today we're going to be putting together some mashed potato bowls for the freezer, one of those warm, cozy comfort meals. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do and how quickly we can pull that together and get those into the freezer so you can have them whenever you feel like it. So stay tuned, we're going to get right to it. So the first thing we're doing is I have cut up 5 pounds of potatoes because we're going to make those mashed potatoes from scratch. I mean, what's better than scratch, right? So these are super easy to do. We're just going to let these cook, and then when these are ready, we're going to mash them. In the meantime, we're going to get going on that chicken. Okay, so I'm going to use the Instant Pot to cook my chicken in, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water to the bottom. That keeps it nice and steamy, and we're going to make some good broth with this as well. So I'm going to use about 2 cups of water, and I'm going to add in 2 chicken bouillon cubes to the water. Probably should break that up a little. There we go. And these are just the Knorr chicken bouillon cubes. Those are my favorite. So I'm going to use 2 of those in the water so that we have really flavorful juice. Okay, there's that. Then we're going to take our chicken breast. I'm going to just lay my chicken breast on the top of the trivet like this. And I have 3, so I'm just going to lay the other one this way. Now I have defrosted these, so it's probably going to take, I'd say, about 16 minutes to cook these. If you're doing it from frozen, it's going to take about 25 minutes in your Instant Pot. So we're going to season our chicken, and we're going to start with a little garlic powder. And just season it as much as you prefer. You know, it's really up to you how much seasoning you want. Okay. Onion powder. Just, you know, you gotta have onion powder. And this is gonna give you some good flavor to that chicken. And you know we're gonna do some Lowry seasoning salt. And then we're going to finish up with some ground black pepper. There we go. And that's all there is to it. And we're going to put the lid on that, and we're going to get that going. Make sure that your little steamer thing is down, because you don't want to waste your time and not get the pressure that you need to cook this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this. Let's see. I have a poultry setting, but not nearly enough time. So I'm going to go ahead and set this for 16 minutes. Okay. And then we're going to let that cook. And when that's finished, we're going to come out and finish this up. Well, it's good to see you guys back again. It's taken me a little while to get back online and get things going again after the holidays, but I'm back. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for your support, and thank you for watching my videos and keeping things rolling. If you're enjoying the videos, please, please, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. And if you're enjoying the video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And comments are always welcome. Really appreciate any feedback that I get from you guys. If you make mashed potato bowls, let me know how you do yours. I've done these just a couple times, so we're just gonna keep it simple with chicken today, but let me know how you guys put yours together. Okay, we're gonna get back to it. Okay, it's been 15 minutes and I let it come down about 5 minutes before I open the pot. Now, I'm going to check the temperature because, you know, I always do. And I haven't made it for a while, so I want to make sure that it's right and it's done. So my temp is 172, so we know that this chicken breast is cooked. Anything over 165 is cooked. Good to go. So everything here is perfect. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take these out. And I'm going to place these on a cookie sheet and let these cool for just a little bit before we move to the next step. It's really important when you're doing freezer meals that you don't make them meals super hot and then try putting them in the oven. Try putting them in the freezer and they're still hot. So we need to let them cool a little bit before we start dishing these up. So we're gonna let this rest. There we go. Onto my handy dandy cookie sheet, if it doesn't get away from me. Here we go. And look at all that yummy, yummy juice. So what we're gonna do with the juice is we're gonna make the gravy with that. So let me get this over to the sink. Try not to make too big of a mess with it. Now let's give that a stir. That looks so good, and oh man, it smells good. So I'm gonna get a little spoon out and taste the broth for flavoring. Always taste so that you know that it's 100%. I think I need to add just a little water to it because it is a little strong, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of water to it. So I'm only gonna add about 2/3 of a cup of water. And to that, I'm gonna add some pepper. Okay. And I'm gonna add a little onion powder to this, just a little, kind of wake it up a little bit. That was probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm going to add a little of this basil, just a little bit. And let's stir that around. Now I'm going to set this on saute, and I'm going to make the gravy in this pot on the saute function. But let's give that another little taste just to make sure we're on the right path here. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. So we're going to change that to saute. And we're going to let this heat up. Make a little slurry of cornstarch. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to start with 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And I'm going to add that to about 1/3 of a cup of water. Now you don't have to use an Instant Pot to cook your chicken. If you don't have an Instant Pot, just put it in the oven. You could also fry the chicken if you'd rather, or you know what, even an easy way to do it would be to get a rotisserie chicken from Costco. Yep, chicken looks so good. I just have to show you guys. That right out of the Instant Pot. Does such a good job. So I'm going to go in with 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Because you guys said to. And if you guys say to do it, I'm going to do it. So we're going to do it. Okay, so I added 1 can of cream of chicken soup to this. And we're stirring this around a little bit. And since we're going to do that, let's get another spoon out. Give this a try. Oh yeah, you guys were right. So I'm going to go in with about 1/4 of a can of evaporated milk. Remember, it's evaporated milk, not condensed milk, because we aren't making dessert here. Okay, let's give that a good stir. And I'm going to slowly start stirring in some of this cornstarch. Now remember, it's about, I used 1/3 cup of water and 3 good-sized tablespoons of cornstarch. Now you don't have to use it all, it just depends on how thick you want your gravy. And we like our gravy a little thick. I'm going in with all of it. And this is going to thicken even more as it cooks. There we go. And I'll tell you a little secret. I can't seem to locate it, but if you have turmeric will make this really yellow for you. Okay, so that's nice and thick. So we're going to turn that off, and I'm going to give that another taste. Now, this is a clean spoon. Yum. This is tasty. You guys were right. Adding in that gravy chicken soup really gave a boost to the broth. And the broth was already good, but this is even better now. So we're going to turn this off. Let this cool a little bit and let our chicken rest and our mashed potatoes cool off a little bit, and we're going to assemble those. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, we're back and we're cutting up our chicken, and then we're going to start assembling our mashed potato bowls. These are such a warm and cozy dinner when it's cold outside and you just really don't feel like doing a whole lot of cooking. Just make these up. And then when you're ready for them, you can go grab them out of the freezer. You can microwave these if you put them in the microwavable bowls, or if you put them in the aluminum foil tins, which I'm going to put some in those, you can stick those in the oven and reheat them that way. Now you can reheat these from frozen, or you can defrost them in the refrigerator and heat them up just from being defrosted. I tend to not think about it until, let me raise this just a little. I tend to not think about what I want to make for dinner until about an hour before dinner. So I'm the one who goes out and gets it out of the freezer and goes, okay, well, I guess we're going to do this from frozen, but that's okay. It's perfectly fine to do it that way. It just takes longer. So instead of it taking about 30 minutes or so to just reheat from the frozen, I'd say it probably takes more like an hour. You just want it to reheat all the way through. So whatever works best for you. And you can also, like I said, if you put them in a microwavable safe container, you can microwave these as well. But the best part about freezer meals is you can make one mess, clean it up, and you've got all those meals. So you don't have to make the messes every single time. And I love to cook, but I hate cleaning. I hate to clean the mess afterwards. So I really prefer, if I'm going to make it, let me make a few of them so we don't have to keep spending our time making them and cleaning up the mess and making it and cleaning up the mess. So this actually works much better in my mind. Okay, I think we've got most of that. Oh, there's a big chunk. Most of that is cut up into bite-sized pieces or within reason pieces. There we go. Now let's get our mashed potatoes and we're going to start putting these together. Keep this out of the way. Okay, so we have our mashed potatoes. We're going to get our dishes that we're going to start assembling and be right back. So like I said, I'm going to use a variety of containers so we can do these a couple of different ways. So I'm going to do the first two in the microwavable safe containers. I've got to these, we're also going to be adding vegetables. So I'm going to use corn in these. So I'm using the super sweet white frozen corn in these first few, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line our pan with some mashed potatoes. And homemade is always so much better than any other kind, so you know, we do have homemade. So there's those, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put corn on the top of that. Okay, so now we have our mashed potatoes, we have our corn, and we're going to go in with our chicken. I'm going to lower you so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we have our mashed potatoes, we have our corn, and now we're going to go in with some chicken. And this is chicken breast. You know, you could use chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs. You could use beef. You could use pork. Whatever you got handy. And I had some chicken breast I wanted to use up. We went in with the chicken. There's our chicken. And then what we're going to do is top this with our gravy. And then we're just going to go right over the top with the gravy. I think I'll put just a tiny bit more on there. We don't want the potatoes to dry out. There we go. So this is what it looks like for our freezer meal. And this one is going to be okay to put in the microwave. So then the next thing I'm going to do is put the lid on it. And then I always label these so that I know what's in here and what date they were made. So they go right into the freezer. There's no question about it. And it also has our cooking instructions that I put on here. So we're going to do this one more time. Okay, mashed potatoes. Let's get those spread out. Perfect. Now let's go in with some corn. And now we're going to put some chicken in there. Okay, and then we are going to put our gravy on the top. Right over the top. And make sure that if you can get your potatoes covered most of the way, make sure you do that. There we go. And then you just got like a one container and you got your meal right there. You can take these to work. You can eat them at home. Whatever, they're just super convenient. And you don't have to cook dinner that night. Okay? Now I've got some of these metal pans that I'm making some in as well. And these would be great in the oven or in your air fryer. We're thinking convenience here. And we'll get that mashed potatoes in there nice and good. Okay, so when we run out of corn, we're going to switch over to peas because, well, this is all the corn I have. So, but you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken makes something like this, except of course the chicken is fried, and of course it's good, but you know, it is fried and full of a lot of grease, and we're trying to avoid that and make it almost healthy here, but we are using corn, and that is also a starch. But you know what? We just love it. So once in a while, I think it's okay. Okay. gravy over the top. Just a tiny bit more. There we go. And I hope I didn't overfill that. I'm just gonna damp that down a little bit. And then I've got the cover that goes on it. Put the cover on there and just crimp it down. Now I got these containers on Amazon and they work great. So, you know, whatever size that you need for your air fryer or your oven. And then I just write on the outside of these what your cooking instructions are, all nice and neat and in the package. This is going to save a lot of time and a lot of work in the kitchen. There we go. Do this again. And then down with some chicken. These chicken breasts were gigantic. You know, I wound up cutting up 3 of them. I probably could have easily made it with just 2 and still made a lot of these, but I went ahead and cooked it anyway. It's not going to go to waste. I'll use it in other things if I run out of other ingredients to make more of these meals. Okay. And here comes the gravy on the top. If you like cheese, you can also put cheese. If I was going to use cheese in this, I'd probably put the cheese on top of the potatoes. But I'm trying to avoid cheese for a while. There we go. Put our lid on there. Yeah, this one was a little better. The first one, I overfilled it just a little bit. Oh, who's going to complain about that? Okay. I hope you guys had really good holiday season this year. We did. And Valentine's Day, you know, it's not a real holiday, but I guess it, you know, it was fun anyway. There we go. And I got enough corn, I think, for this one. Yep, that be it. Now I have to do peas after this, but that's good. It's okay. All right, and in with our chicken. There we go. Okay. And this gravy that I made, you saw as we did it together, came out really, really tasty. So adding that can of cream and mushroom soup really took it over the top. And then, you know, the little bit of evaporated milk I put in there, I wound up putting in about 1/3 of a can of that evaporated milk. And oh my gosh, it just makes it so silky and yummy. So this is a really good gravy. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please let me know, and I really would love to have some feedback about how you do your mashed potato bowls. I'm always open to hearing new ideas. So, you know, please share your ideas and share what you do, because it's really helpful when people do that. Because, you know, no, I don't have all the answers. I know that this particular recipe, this is an easy one. If I can do it, any of you can do this. And make yourself some meals where, you know, this really is a cost-effective way to make some good meals and save money too. There we go. I'm gonna go get those peas. Oh, now that's a nice contrast. There we go. And let's get in there with some chicken. Okay, there's that. getting to the end of our gravy here, so we may not be able to make too much more. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that it was helpful to you. I'm telling you, this is really, really a tasty one, and it's gonna save a lot of time. I'm gonna get those into the freezer, and we'll just have those ready whenever we're ready. So have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye now.